Good afternoon, friends. In the last video, we discussed in detail the important points concerning the most important topic in training, namely the principles of nutrition and the formulation and selection of a diet. If you missed it, it will be interesting. And today we will talk about the second most important topic, or the key to success, and which also make a lot of mistakes and lost time and desire, namely the training program, in more detail. Where to start? Talk about the frequency of training, about the different types of training, composing a training program, and many other things related to the topic of training. We're going to start. As mentioned in the first video, you need to start by setting realistic goals. If your goals are too high, there is a chance that you will be disappointed, and not achieving them may even be detrimental to your health, and on the contrary, too low goals will not allow you to progress properly. There is no need to say about yourself, "I will do it sometime in the future." Set specific goals, specific objectives to be realized. Before you start training, it is recommended to undergo a medical examination. Is a very important step that is often neglected, because you must realize that strength training requires serious effort. Train only one program at least at the beginning of training. Do not pay attention to other information and the advice of friends, buddies. It can confuse you. There are different ways, but whatever the promises are not the unique and fast method for everyone. Some basic principles and rules allow you to achieve maximum results for any athlete. Also, see the record of your workouts after each exercise. Note the number of reps and approaches. Watch your breathing. The correct breathing technique is as follows. Inhale at the beginning of the exercise. Briefly hold your breath in the most difficult phase, and exhale at the end of the exercise. Remember the correct technique of exercises. Keep your head and neck straight. Do not bend your back, because the load is not evenly distributed and it can lead to injury. Do not forget about safety measures. Try not to train alone, because the most serious injuries occur when the athlete is engaged in alone. The best option at the beginning of the training path is a coach. If it does not suit you, then take a friend. Don't rush straight into strength training, but start your training with cardio exercises. This will prepare your cardiovascular system and increase your overall endurance. By this we mean exercises that strengthen the heart, lungs, and blood vessels, and should be practiced for at least 40 minutes. This includes running, swimming, brisk walking, aerobics, skiing, and others. During this period, you can exercise every other day. Before each workout, do a thorough warm-up. Try to stretch all the major muscles. Perform movements in the major joints with maximum amplitude for 10 minutes. Do not make any sudden movements. During the first stage, you need to develop your body's tolerance to loads to prepare it for high-intensity strength training. If you are fond of any sport, basketball, hockey, baseball, etc., and are systematically exposed to physical stress, you can skip this stage. The average duration of this stage is 2 to 4 weeks. Before your first strength training session, take a break for 2 to 3 days to give your body time to recover. Beginner lifters grow muscle more intensely on full body programs. The use of full body training is also justified by the fact that basic exercises, squats, deadlifts, bench presses, pull-ups release hormones in sufficient quantities to aid in recovery from training, which is not the case with the infrequent split system workouts. A split system is a method of dividing the training program into parts, each of which is performed on a separate day. In other words, a common, accepted, and loved by all types of training, such as chest plus biceps or back plus triceps, and so on. To achieve the best results, it is recommended for a beginner to train with the full body system for at least 2 to 3 months. Gradually, the muscles adapt to the load, and in accordance with the principle of variability, to achieve a pronounced training effect, it is necessary to gradually increase the amount of load on individual muscle groups, as well as to increase the intensity and increase the working weight. There is a peculiarity that the muscle groups that are trained first grow faster and become stronger than other muscle groups, and only then you can move on to a 2-day split program. This will allow you to increase the load on individual muscles without increasing the total amount of load, which is very important to avoid overtraining. Further type of training should be determined based on the results. You can keep the 2-day split or switch to a 3-day split. The remaining types of training is already an advanced level. If you are interested in the topic, write in the comments. We will definitely deal with it. Let's continue. You allocate 50 to 80 minutes for training. By 3 to 5 approaches is a fixed number of repetitions of the exercise. Optimal is considered to be engaged in the program of the initial stage is best to choose 2 to 3 approaches for each exercise and work in the range of 8 to 10 repetitions. There are 2 main types of strength exercises: 1, a small number of repetitions plus high weight; 2, a large number of repetitions and low weight. In the first case will grow strength, and in the second, muscular endurance. Always behind the increase in strength is a further increase in muscle volume. These principles become very important if you use strength exercises in the complex of general training. What type of training to choose is up to you. Do not forget about warming up before the exercises. Warming up prepares your joints and muscles. Warming up for work increases blood flow. Except for those groups that won't be working out, there are 7 most important muscle groups: chest, abs, back, shoulder girdle, thighs, triceps, and biceps. How to choose a training program? Most often the goal is to lose weight or in everyday life weight loss, or the opposite, muscle mass gain. Let's go from simple to complex. If you do not want to go into and dive into more detail, although it will not be superfluous, the best is to choose a competent trainer who will take into account your anatomical features and physical capabilities at this level, and based on this will select a suitable program for you. Personal recommendations: pay attention to the appearance of the trainer. Sports is not only theory. To the second method can be attributed recommendations of friends and various kinds of automatic offers or training programs. As stated earlier, they do not take into account your features and capabilities, are likely to waste time, well, if not to harm your health. The third way is to delve into the study of anatomy, physiology, concept of basic principles of training, and make a program for yourself. As you can see, the knowledge that you need to master very extensive, but first of all it is experience, which is not enough at the initial stage. After training should be a day of rest, because it is in these days the muscles are restored and strengthened. Nowadays, no one is questioning the important role of strength exercises in health promotion and disease prevention. Strength exercises are recommended as part of a preventive and rehabilitation program. For girls, strength exercises are the fastest and easiest way to improve shape, tone, and strength. If you start doing a program of strength exercises, you will notice changes for the better after a few months. Even if the body weight does not change, you will see that the figure improves. You become slimmer when the muscles are strengthened, stomach tightens and becomes flatter, disappears flabbiness, and muscles become elastic. In addition, cellulite formations, loose deposits on the thighs and buttocks are gradually replaced by beautiful muscles. Develop your body work also on improving your consciousness, spirit of openness to people. It is very important to start training correctly. It is the wrong initial training program can lead to failure, cause health problems and disappoint you. Don't fall for the marketing ploy. Do not expect significant results at the start. They will appear after a while. Don't try to force development and skip stages. It will worsen your progress later. It is important not to forget about rest, especially neglected by beginners when the results and motivation take over you. Success will be so obvious that it will be tempting to increase the amount of training. But without the necessary rest, you will face injuries and will not be able to continue to train and improve your performance. Do not neglect and do not make the mistake of increasing the intensity of training too quickly. Avoid overload. It seems obvious, but once again, listen to your body. If it says that you are tired, you should rest. Do not forget that in a healthy body, a healthy spirit. And that's all I wanted to tell you today on this topic. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it was helpful to you. See you in the new videos. See ya.